Hello, I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC, and I'm back with the tip, today's illuminated point. So, since I've been in the financial industry, I like to pull different information, different people who talk or speak to some of the topics and the issues and the products that I talk about in my YouTube channel. And today I wanted to discuss an article that I came across which deals with annuities. Apparently June was National Annuity Month, and I just forgot to post something for it. So I'm sliding in the tail end of this thing. Here we go. So I like annuities. I think they play an intricate role in anybody's overall financial plan, whether it's a retirement plan, financial plan. I think it's important. Annuities have a purpose, and the key to understanding that is to really understand what purpose they serve, how they play into what your retirement is or your financial plan. So yes, I do know some people think annuities are the devil. They are not. However, I beg to differ. Not all annuities are created equal. And if the agent who is trying to sell you an annuity doesn't understand the product and what it does, then I understand why people are talking smack. I get it. So if an agent doesn't understand the product, then they are not serving the best interest of that client. You gotta understand that. So what I want to talk about is the article that I did read. And the article is called Ken Fisher Cannot Have It All, or Ken Fisher Can't Have It All, by Michael Finke. And I'm just kind of summarize what Finke said. So here we go. So basically he says, Ken Fisher has mounted one of the most successful attacks on a single financial product in history. It is very successful. Consumers searching for annuities have seen ads from Fisher explaining earnestly why retirees shouldn't buy them. He even registered the trademark, "I hate annuities." Quote in, quote in. Anyway, annuities are the source many consumers complain about. The insurance industry has generally done a remarkable job of creating an opening for someone like Fisher to capitalize on the negative product's perception and position himself as the honest alternative for investors seeking retirement advice. So Fisher's stance. So this is what he talks about in reference to Fisher's stance. He says, on his site, Fisher notes Fisher Investments does not sell annuities. Hence why I hate annuities. And we never have and never will. So Kent Fisher hates annuities because he believes anything that you can do with an annuity can be done better with other investment vehicles. Now, annuities are a product structure like an EFT or a mutual fund. And so annuities do two things that EFTs and mutual funds cannot do. One, provide tax-deferred growth in a non-qualified account. Two, they allow retirees to spend more every year and worry less about running out of savings through a process known as mortality credits. So remember, annuities are not an investment, because I've said this before. They're not an investment tool. They're not used as an investment tool. They can be used as a bond replacement. So, I've talked about that before, where, bonds are kind of shitty. And so if you want to replace that shitty producing or performing bond, you can use an annuity. Yeah. So Finn goes on to talk about the academic views of annuities. So what he says is many advisors aren't aware of the consensus among financial economists about the values of annuity. So in the 1960s, he takes us way back, honey, but in the 1960s, the dominance of creating retirement income from annuities over traditional financial assets was proven mathematically. So he goes on to talk about these two Nobel laureates. So the first one is Richard Thaler. And basically what Thaler does is he shows a simple explanation of the value of annuities. And the second guy is going to be Peter Diamond. who wanted to understand why more people did not have annuities as part of their retirement plan. And so Diamond co-authored a comprehensive analysis of annuitization. So in the short, they discovered folks were not utilizing annuities in their retirement plan, and they showed how important annuities could be to the overall retirement plan based off of that, what he did with the co-authoring. So in addition to all of that, I want to talk about a movie that I came across called The Baby Boomers. Now, that is not in Finke's article. I'm just adding this piece in. Anyway, it's called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. And it came out in February of 2022. And so the gist of it is, it's kind of like a interview, and it tells the story at the same time. So it's talking about a couple, and basically the husband has an opportunity to either take his pension, which is the state of Florida that he's living in, or go 401k, this qualified plan. It's one or the other. He didn't get to do both. So he chose the 401k. Hence, kind of fast forward. So one of the interesting things about the movie itself was they interviewed economists. And there was one economist who said, listen, economists can't agree on nothing. But the one thing that they could all agree on is that annuities are very important in your retirement plan. That is the one thing that they could agree on. So, part of this is the puzzle isn't going to be solved when a consumer who researches annuities on Google and they see messages from the country's most visible fiduciary advisor saying how much he hates annuities. So Finke actually takes issue with this. So he takes issue with Fisher's stance on annuities and some concerns about Fisher's fiduciary responsibilities. So of course you can ask me, what the hell is a fiduciary? Now I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Sometimes if I did pronounce it wrong, so what? You know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, what a fiduciary is, it refers to a professional that is required by law to act in their client's best interest. So essentially, Finke is like, is he really acting in the best interest of the client? Because further in the article, he talks, or he gives an example of like a 65-year-old woman who's retiring, and if she went to Fisher's investments and talked to them, what they would walk her through. And so he took issue with some of the stuff in that, and in terms of the example itself. And so I'll say this, the way I see this, or I liken it to asking someone who gets paid in fees to manage your money to evaluate whether a product that will produce a guaranteed result, an annuity, but not pay them their residuals which is a direct conflict of interest. Meaning, if you go to the dentist, are you going to ask the dentist, should you get your teeth cleaned? Or if you go to a surgeon, would they recommend surgery? Come on. I'm just saying. So as he ties all of this up, he kind of prefaces and talks about the regulatory problem. And so essentially what he's saying is, how can advisors publicly state that they will not use a product that has been proven to provide value for retirees? So how can you offer an evaluation of an annuity and then recommend the sale of it, even when it provides a higher expected return than a traditional investment? And so, like I said, if you read the article, he'll go into a little more of that. I just didn't want to talk about that. I just kind of wanted to give an overview. So almost all economists agree that annuities can make your retirement better, more predictable, less stressful, and overall better. So until the government figures out that retirees are at risk from sham marketing like this and take action for those so-called fiduciaries, we'll keep selling lies. So, I hate annuities. I wouldn't think about that. So the problem hurts retirees, their families, and generations to come, as they have to take care of grandpa and grandma because some advisor wanted to earn money off of their fees instead of doing what is truly right for their clients. Finally, I like to say, if you don't own an annuity, you are someone's annuity. So in this case, you're Ken Fisher's annuity, as he can make predictable money off of your money for his lifetime. So I hope that was helpful. You got something out of it. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm April Brown with Zelken Financial Services, LLC. And until the next time, have a great day.